DJ Tough Guy.
Baby, look at me. Mama love you. And I know you ain't no little boy no more, but you'll always be my baby. It seems like only yesterday I was holding you in my arms. Now look at you now, big one. But I worry about you. I worry about you all the time. Hanging out on the corner all times of night with the cruel people. Baby, that ain't nothing but trouble. I always taught you that you could have whatever you dream. Well, I want you to hold on to that dream, baby. Hold on to it real tight, 'cause the sky's the limit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight? I'd like to welcome to the stage the lyrically acclaimed. Ha. I like this young man because when he came out with the phrase, he went from ashy to classy. I like that. So everybody in the house, give a warm round of applause for the Notorious B.I.G. The Notorious B.I.G, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for him, y'all. A nigga never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leads. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm sewing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow! Why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place. Play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket. Rob him while his friends watching. And hoes clocking. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them, stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch, the milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 88, Oshkosh, and blue and white duck. Ask the
Sky is the limit, and you know that you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want. Sky is the limit, and you know that you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want, have what you want, be what you want.
I was ashamed, my crew was lame. I had enough heart for most of them, long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Nina. From gym class to in-glass, pass off and global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in wasted taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. 88 on gates, snatch initial nameplates. Smoking splits with niggas. Real life beginner killers. Praying God forgive us for being sinners. Help us out.
Sky is the limit, and you know that you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want. Sky is the limit, and you know that you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want, have what you want, be what you want.
After realizing to master enterprising, I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker, see you chumps on top.
Yeah. Sky is the limit, and you know that you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want. Sky is the limit, and you know that you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want. Sky is the limit, and you know that you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be
Hello, hello, hello out there. Welcome to episode 3 of the VVS Flow. I'm your host, Sasha Diamond, and I have an amazing show for you guys today called Sets on Entertainment. So I sit down with Keith Hill Jr., DJ Marcus, and DJ Tough Guy. We sit and chop it up about, music then and now. The DJ come up in Toronto, as well as we speak on the Notorious B.I.G's death anniversary that just passed on March 9th. I'm just wanting to know from, you, our listeners, who are your top 3, maybe 3 to 5. It was kind of hard for us to name, but your top 3 to 5 artists from back then and now that speak on conscious music and, do something for the community with their lyrics and, their stardom. Kind of thinking outside the box. I want you guys to sit and think about that while, you're listening in. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So you guys tune in. An amazing episode ahead. So I want to introduce my guests. We're going to start with
Keith Hill Jr., author and entrepreneur.
DJ Marcus.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's DJ Tough Guy.
Thank you so much for joining me, guys.
Yeah, we here.
I appreciate
Thanks
you
for having
me.
us.
That's what I'm saying. I appreciate you having me here.
No problem. So today our show is going to be talking about the come up of a DJ here in Toronto, and we're also going to be touching on music and meaning. So what is the meaning that we have deep within music nowadays as opposed to back then? And we're also going to be talking about Notorious B.I.G's anniversary that just passed on March 9th. Music and entertainment then and now. So our break it down question is going to come up. So let's get started. Now, guys, let's talk about how it is to come up as a DJ in Toronto. Talk to me about what type of experiences somebody would encounter when they're, making that decision. I want to become a DJ. Where would one start?
Well, like a question for the DJ.
First of all, the struggle is real.
Okay.
These days it's a lot easier to become a DJ, quote unquote. Just go buy some cheap equipment. It's all in one package these days. You got a laptop and download some music and you're a DJ.
Oh, wonderful.
The art, it's still mandatory, but it's lacking in a lot of the youths. It's so easy now. They're all over the place.
Right.
Yeah.
So what would you deem as a DJ? Like, what would a youth now come and say, I want to become a DJ, this is what I need, as opposed to what a real DJ would need? What would you tell me I need?
Well, first you definitely need equipment because you can't just walk around the place with just music in your pocket and go, I'm a DJ.
Right.
When they do that to me, I go, just get away from me. You definitely need to know music. I personally am a music lover, but I can't tell every kid you need to love music.
Right.
But you definitely need to know music. Like, I don't think DJing is just playing the music. You got to be in touch with the people because you're playing music for the people.
Right.
And a lot of the young DJs don't get that.
So what about the engagement? Like, when I think about DJs from back in the day, and I know that, you knew them and you felt them when you meet them as a person, but nowadays it kind of seems very, it's very vain. I might know a DJ, but it's more for the name and, he's coming to hype up the party and that's just it. But there's no realism to meeting them and feeling like they're really that person or like a good person to talk to.
Well,
so
I think nowadays DJs are no longer superstars.
Right.
Like back in the day, a DJ was as big as some artists is. So you'd still talk about Funkmaster Flex.
Right.
One of the living legends, so to speak.
Right.
But nowadays it's you're just another DJ because there's 10 of you right around the corner that's going to DJ for less. It's, like I said, the struggle is real.
Yeah.
For me, what I see out there is just like how you said, there's a lot of DJs. And what the first thing you got to do is find a brand. Like, you got to make sure to understand who you are as a brand so that you could brand yourself to stand out from the crowd. Because like you said, there's so many DJs, there's so many people out there who claim to be DJs. So what's going to make you stand out is something that makes you more memorable. And if you look at your DJ career from a standpoint of a business, then you can be like, well, okay, if I come out, what's my brand and how could I brand myself, even down to finding a logo. That's one of the things I respect about the Toronto DJ scene that was going back from the early 90s kind of thing, is that they understood branding from the jump. If you go to different places like New York and LA and different places like that,
right,
a lot of them would just have their name and that's it. But in Toronto, from the jump, DJ started from scratch. He created a logo, and everywhere he played, you saw that logo. Baby Blue, they had a logo, and they created it, and they created a brand. So that's one of the things. I agree, the passion, but everybody needs to understand that whatever you're doing with the music business, it's the business of music. Yeah. So consider it from a business standpoint and find your brand and run with that brand.
And I think that that's a lost art for real. Like there's a lot of, whether you're a DJ, a businessman, or what have you, they're forgetting the branding. And, back in the day was a lot, like I was saying, it's more interpersonal. So it's the person, I'm the brand, as opposed to, this is my music, this is my equipment I use. I have the state of the art type of stuff. And, I'm walking around with it. You guys see what I can offer, but there's absolutely no branding behind it. Exactly. They have, you have no type of recognition as to who they are. If they had, their logo on a flyer, you have no idea, because they're not keeping it consistent. So I totally agree with that branding.
The other thing I would suggest too is a lot of, like I was DJing when I was 14 years old. And one of the things that I loved about DJing is that you get to move the crowd. And the whole thing is sometimes DJs with their head down. They don't look at the crowd. They're playing their favorite songs. They're playing what they like. Yeah. They're playing what they want to hear.
Yeah, I know a few like that.
You understand what I'm saying? So if you don't look at the crowd, whomever the crowd may, I put it this, I'm still so inherently a DJ that if I'm in my car, I play some music based on what I think the person in my car would like to hear.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how much of a DJ I am. So you got to make sure you understand you're not playing for yourself. You might play for somebody who, like when I used to DJ, I was into hip hop, just straight hip hop, 100%. I mean, the full-fledged hip hop.
Were you like a hip hop historian? Like you were playing stuff like absolutely nobody knew, but you thought the crowd would be good with it?
Nah, not really. But I'll tell you what happened was back in that time, it was reggae just started to take off. So it was like I was playing the hip hop, but everybody's like, yeah, I want to hear that reggae. And I didn't want to play the reggae.
Right.
But the crowd wanted the reggae. So as a DJ, it was just, all right, well, I'll play what the crowd wants. And that's how I started playing the reggae. But at first it was just all hip hop. But then if you really want to do it for the crowd,
right, you
got to give the crowd what the crowd wants.
I agree.
Agreed.
So what would you say now, DJ Marcus, is what's your fad? Like, what do you actually, like, what's your approach every single time you walk into a room and you're ready to play? Do you feel out, or do you kind of play the music then feel out? Like, what's your approach?
I've prided myself on being a people's person from a very young age, and I apply it directly to DJing. I feel out my crowd completely.
Okay.
Like, I feel it out visually. Like, okay, there's 10 girls, there's 2 dudes, I'm playing girl songs. I'm sorry. Nice. That's just the way it is. Gets to a certain point, all the girls left or whatever the case is. All right, switch it up. We're gonna play bangers for the
right,
to go on and beat the furnace. Whoever's on the dance floor, I want to make sure they are having a good time. That's my approach every time.
I like that.
And I remember, speaking of that, I remember when the night was over and you want everybody to leave. That's when you play the wackest songs. You play that go home music, the slow songs, the last dance.
And I put on the country music.
Yes. And then that's when you give them the signal. It's time to go.
Oh boy. So do you guys feel that became gradual, or you kind of like, nah, that's the way it was even when you weren't playing? Is that what other DJs were doing as well?
I think that was just the rule, like, because people, they don't want to leave. So especially like house parties.
Right.
You can't tell them the dance is done and people are there. So you have to kill the dance.
Now let's talk about house parties. That is like a gone, like out of here type of art. Like that used to be the real fun.
Oh yeah,
that used to be the real fun, and
that was the real danger.
It could have been. Yes, I agree. It could have been.
When I think back in the house parties, like some of them ghetto house parties, I would never allow my kids. Like it's one entrance packed up, 1 million people. It's hot. You can't see
my
nothing.
My main memory was shoes were always gone. At the end, at the end of every party, there's like at least 4 or 5, 6 mans that are like, bro, where's my where's my shoes, fam? Like it's everything. Gone. Everything's gone. And I don't know. That was my main memory. Everything was just gone at the end. So if you didn't hold on to your things, they're just gone.
Oh yeah.
They're gone.
It was a dangerous place to be in hindsight.
I mean, I'm not trying to, get called up by anybody for investigation or nothing, but I DJ'd a party way back when that a dude literally got blasted in the basement.
Of
Oh
course.
boy,
Like,
yeah.
I ran up the stairs looking at dude on the ground. Like, did this really just happen?
Oh my God, yeah. I think that was a bigger thing back in the day too, because there was can't even say there was no security or anything, but more people just didn't care because everybody was just so laxed and
Well, just so you know, it's
trusting.
worse now.
Oh, for sure.
Just in case.
I would not catch myself anywhere near a house party now.
yeah.
Nope. Like
My niece actually went to one, and the reason why I agree it's worse now is because you put out a tweet or Instagram post or anything, and it looks hype enough, you'll have like 1 million people in that house.
You got
and
DJ Marcus on
Oh,
there?
you got DJ Marcus? It's a wrap. But I'll tell you the funniest story I have was one time I was at a house party and they were trying to get people to leave and the police came in, but everybody's screw facing them and they went outside on the bullhorn and said, immigration will be here in 10 minutes.
Stop this.
Yo, why did the place just clear out? They literally said immigration will be here in 10 minutes and people started just filing out.
No.
I died.
No comments.
I wouldn't even know what to say. I would literally just stand on the next side of the street and just watch the chaos.
I did. I laughed my ass off, but it was funny.
Oh, that's a good approach. You put it out there, Keith. All right. Okay, guys. So I wanted to kind of touch base on when did you guys feel that it was in your heart to be a part of music? Whether or not you knew it was going to be a DJ, you're going to be an artist, you were going to be what have you. When was your point that you were like, you know what? I love it. I love music.
I actually thought about a similar question just the other day, and I remembered back, I was like 10 or 11, and I was sitting at home in Guyana. Shout out Guyanese, you don't know, anyway. And I would sit on the cassette deck and I would record music from the radio onto a cassette just to re-listen because that's my track.
Right.
And back then I was just doing it because I want music to keep listening to on a daily basis.
Right.
But when I think back, it's like, man, I've loved music like for a very long time, like collecting music for a very long time. So when I became a DJ at like 17, I think back and that I'm like, man, this didn't come out of nowhere.
All right. So when for you was the time that you felt that you fell in love with music?
I fell in love with music from when I was young. When I was young, I always liked music. I remember even just playing instrumentals and whatnot, and being in band and those type of things in elementary school, right out to high school. I pretty much took instrumental right throughout high school. I was a trumpet player back then. I also transitioned to a little bit drums and piano as well.
Okay. And Keith, when did you fall in love with music?
Well, I'm the OG on the set, so I'm gonna have to take it way back.
All right.
Nah, I literally was like less than 14, so I'd say like 11, 12. And that's when, like, you know, the Rakim and the Eric B's and the KRS Ones and all that. But the way I realized I loved it is I started looking back at albums and just reading everything. Like, where was this produced? I mean, who produced this? Where was this recorded? Yeah, it wasn't like I didn't just like the music. I was studying it. Like,
right.
Oh, everybody produces out of Power Play Studios. You know what I mean? Like, oh, no, that's in New York and that's in this street. And then when I went to New York, I used to want to just go, where's Power Play? You know what I mean? And then I realized after a while, like, people actually make money doing this. At first, it was I just loved the culture, loved the music. But then I realized it's actually a business and people started making money off of it. And then I decided, like, from a young age, I was going to move to New York. And I did at like 17 years old. And I just lived out there and just did music and 100%.
Was it a pick up and go? You just left?
Well, you know what it was? And this is for all the Toronto, Ontario listeners. I don't even know if this is anymore, but I realized that OSAP would give me money to go to school for music out there.
Oh.
So when I realized that, it was just a no-brainer. So I was able to just...
Okay, guys, Keith is not saying that's the way it is right now.
I don't know if it's
just
that way.
listen properly and
All
just,
I know is-
really take in what he's saying. But that was wonderful. Please continue, Keith.
Yeah, no, I found a school out there, Institute of Audio Research. Shouts out to my graduates. I went there for recording, engineering, production, and music business.
Nice.
So when I realized that they had a school in New York and that OSAP would pay for it, it was just a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I picked up and left and just didn't come back until like just a few years ago.
Wow.
WhatsApp was really nice.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's still like
was
that.
the key word.
Yeah,
was the key word.
not the same anymore.
Snubbed
Absolutely.
me on year 2, got me back in Toronto.
Oh boy. Oh no, that's amazing though.
Yeah.
I would have had no idea that was even possible.
I don't know anybody else who has that story, but I guarantee you 100% that's real. Because even some people went to New York and didn't have status.
Did you see anyone? Did you see anyone that you, not that you recognized, but that you knew was from Toronto or possibly went a year or two before you? Like, did you see any familiarity out there when you?
Only person I knew who was going, but I didn't see her because we were literally on the same bus. That was Stacey McKenzie.
Okay.
You know what I mean? She was moving out in the same time, and we were on the same bus, but we never really crossed paths because she went to Paris and everything else after that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But nobody else.
Okay.
But let me touch on the likelihood of that happening.
Bring everybody back to reality.
Right. Let's take off cloud 9 right now.
2007, I got me a little soccer scholarship. Had some skills, probably still got it.
Okay.
OSAP put me up for 1 year. And when I reapplied the second year, OSAP went, you can have this breadcrumb. And I was like, I can't go back to school on that. And they never answered my phone call or returned it. And long story short, I never went back to the States for school.
That was the end of DJ Marcus's soccer career.
Oh no.
Well, in my defense, this was only a 10-month course, and it wasn't a lot of money. So it wasn't like a 4-year college. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a good rebuttal. That
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay.
10 months.
Well, it's something to still look into then.
Institute of
I've had a
Audio
little
Research.
vendetta for a while,
Trust me.
you know.
Did you made no? You can't get angry. You got to get even. You got to become DJ Marcus. We're talking about the shirt now, guys. DJ Marcus, Brandon out here.
Yes, man.
All day, every day. Every time I see this guy, he's wearing a DJ Marcus shirt, different colors.
As he should, right? As he should.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just
If he gives me one,
complimenting
if he gives me one free, I'll wear it.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
Hey, next interview, I'll be back with one for sure.
I'll rock it.
I love how that sounds. Okay, guys. So last question about the DJ world. So now that we talked about what it takes for somebody nowadays to become a DJ as opposed to back then, what type of advice would you guys give an upcoming DJ right now to go on a successful path and not just the commercial path that gives them the hype for 2-3 years and then they're out of here?
Well, first I would say you need an online presence. Guaranteed. You need to have some mixes out there.
Yeah.
Because you need that reference point when someone go, okay, what can you do? You may not have been on the big show yet, but you can at least say, check out my mix on SoundCloud. Check out my mix on YouTube.
I like that.
And, not meaning to plug myself, but I've achieved quite a bit of success on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And it's a good, I've actually gotten big gigs from people just finding me on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something I would recommend to the youths out there. Get yourself online.
Well, it's going with the times too. It's going with the times.
You got to keep up with the times. Mm-hmm. And put yourself out there and just give it your all. You can't be afraid of negative comments. I get a few negative comments. They really don't move me. I just,
you need those though.
Delete.
Yeah, man. Okay.
Don't comment on my page ever again. Thank you. But the good comments, they keep me motivated. Like when people just say, "Oh my God, I love the transition. You put such good music together," and I go, "Thank you." I didn't think people really appreciated it, even though the mix is at 5 million views.
Nice.
That shows people are really bumping it and sharing
right.
it and re-listening to it. But it's nice when you get that.
Well, it's good to know. Yeah, people are taking it in for the right reasons, not just to bump at their house. And that's good.
I mean, I pretty much DJ house parties all over the world without being there. They tell me, Marcus, your mix killed my party. I'm like, you're welcome. I was here in Toronto doing that.
Nice.
Thanks, guys. All right.
So you can get some royalties off of that.
Oh, it's zero. Oh, that's
you'll talk to Keith later.
I swear I'm rich. I swear I'm balling off YouTube. YouTube gives me nothing. I don't own the music. Plain and simple, but they don't know that.
See, that's another discussion that the youth need to learn.
Can't you get
they
commercial
put their stuff out there.
ad and whatnot?
The views, the
I tried
clicks.
getting AdSense, but once again, they won't give me AdSense because it's not my material.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Gotta be a way.
Yeah,
I think so too, but I just kind of focus locally because I need money right now.
Right.
Copyrighted?
I can't copyright anything. It's not my material.
No, but like your whole brand, DJ Marcus brand, is that copyrighted?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the minimal research I did on copyright is once you exist virtually, there's no real need to, financially copyright yourself or legally copyright yourself.
Once you could prove it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So once you have a virtual presence, you can always say, this is my proof that I've existed since then.
No, because I was just thinking maybe that would help you in terms of YouTube being able to pay you, because at that point you're a brand, you're a product, you're a company, like fully financially. So like they should be able to recognize you and pay your brand, pay your company, pay you.
I
for
thought
producing.
of that, but at the end of the day, for YouTube, it's what you put out there that they use to put ads on that can get you money. So I'm putting out material that is not mine. So in other words, every artist is on my mix get royalty.
Yeah, they're gonna have to like.
That's
there's
Artists love me.
there's
That's interesting.
there's people who post stuff on YouTube all the time, and then they have all the artists on their music or what have you, whatever type of post they have, and then they'll get like an email or something in like 20 minutes, an hour, and say copyright claim has been to. And can you imagine a DJ now that played like over 200 songs just now, and then every single post has to get flagged, right?
Remember when I asked you about that?
Yeah. I know, right? That happens to people all the time. So I can see the discouragement it would cause, like for people to constantly, be posting and posting and posting. But that is great advice to give to, somebody coming up. What about you? DJ Tough Guy? What would you tell
I would just really say, just go hard. Honestly, I think one of my mistakes that I didn't do from the beginning of time was just really commit to the DJ thing. Like my thing wasn't really the DJing itself. My thing was more background and making everything else just work out so that the DJ could work and do his thing. Right. But I mean, like if from the beginning of time, that when I started to do that, from the beginning of time, I just focused on the craft of DJing and went hard on it consistently, actually practiced the craft. Practice DJing, do mixes, pretty much everything Marcus said earlier, you know, do all those mixes, throw it up on YouTube, SoundCloud, and all those things. If I did that from when I was first started the game and first involved, then I'll be a lot farther than I am today. So whatever you do is just a life lesson, really, not even a DJ lesson or anything, a life lesson. Whatever you do,
stay consistent.
Stay consistent and go hard at it.
Yep. I agree. What about you, Keith?
I'll just add, I don't know if this really speaks to your question, but it just jumped in my head. Like, for a DJ, you got to understand that you are like the ground, the foundation of everything. You know what I mean? Like, firsthand what moves the crowd, what's hot. You have the ear to the street. And that could translate into so many things. It could translate into being a producer, because a producer knows what's hot. It could translate into being an A&R behind the scenes. So I would just say, from a DJ standpoint, if for whatever reason, the DJing is not going well and not going whatever, know that you're starting from a good place, because you're the one who studies, lives, breathes, sleeps, and eats the music. And ultimately, everybody wants to know what's hot, and the DJ knows what's hot.
Right.
So that you could translate into other things, and the most natural evolution is a producer. You know what I mean? So that's always something that you could keep in your back pocket to kind of search and see if you could find out like producing and stuff like that, because
and focus on the business side.
Focus on that. You know what I mean? Because like you said, you're playing other people's music, so it's hard to monetize that. But if
impossible, not hard.
well, I'd say it's hard, because I know some people who do. I don't know how they do it, but it is tricky. But but the point is, when you mix a song like an instrumental with an acapella, and you're creating that now.
Really?
Well, I'm not saying in terms of monetizing it, but like creatively, you thought of a beat that would go good with an acapella, and then you made it a song. And if it's and the point I'm saying is, when you do stuff like that and you get a lot of reception for it, it shows that you know how to do music good. So So don't take that away from yourself in the sense of it wasn't my beat, it wasn't my acapella, but you thought of it.
I mean, low key, producing is my next journey.
There you go.
But low key. No,
low key. It is not low key anymore.
It's a natural
going on the VVS Flow, guys.
Edit that part out.
All right, guys. So we're going to move on to, we are going to be talking about now the Notorious B.I.G. Anniversary that just passed March 9th. So I just want to briefly ask you guys, where were you when you heard the news that Biggie was gone?
Oh boy, I don't even remember, man. I was so young. I don't remember where I was.
I was sitting in my living room.
96?
97, yeah.
And I'm excited to answer, because I remember I was right in New York, in Bed-Stuy, and when I heard, we went right down to where he lived. And when he died, there was a procession
Immediately.
No, not immediately.
Oh.
No, I'm saying like when they actually had the funeral.
Okay,
like days
okay.
later, whatever. There was a procession.
Right.
And I kid you not, I wish I had like cell phone or some footage of it.
I'm telling you.
It was the most incredible thing ever. I mean, helicopters for days.
What?
It was throughout the city, not like through Brooklyn. It was through the city. It was people for days. Like we were on the route, like the Queen of England or somebody was
Oh
coming.
my gosh.
Mary J. Blige was hanging out the window. Little Kim did it. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. So I just said to myself, you know, like this was 97. So at the end of the day, it was what's that, 20 years ago? But I said to myself, like, this is a guy who just rapped. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't anything more than a rapper that was hot, but people looked at him like he was the biggest thing ever.
Right?
You know what I mean? And it just confirmed within me how big this music thing is as far as an influence in people's lives.
How powerful it can be.
How powerful.
Yeah.
It looked like the Queen of England was going through the hood.
He was one of the
Actually,
can
now that you
imagine.
speak, I actually do remember I was at home when I got the news. I was at home and then I turned on the news and I seen everything that you described. I was pretty much seeing it on the news.
Is this in
All the-
Vincent
the-
or Toronto? You know,
I'm born.
curious.
I'm
curious.
born Canadian. Born Toronto.
I was curious.
you know what I mean? Straight Canadian. So I'm background Vincy. I love my place
Yeah,
still.
you do. Know.
Yeah, I was at home actually. Yeah, just turned on the news when I first found out. Somebody must have called me. I can't remember who, but they called me, let me know, yo, Biggie just died.
You what, your cell phone? You were like 5 years old. Stop this.
No, 9, 10, 9,
Did
8.
I say
or
cell
9?
phone? Everybody forget about landlines these
everyone
days.
had house phones.
I know,
and
the
it was okay
landline.
to call on house phones those times.
Yeah, you might have to talk to a man's mom or something. And just act polite, like, excuse me, miss, can I talk to Chris, please? You know what I mean?
That's all
But
right. None
it's-
was
it's
wrong
all
with that.
good.
I was totally fine with that.
Yeah, and then you turned on the news and you see all of that, and then there was a candlelight happened afterwards too. Like everybody was flooding the streets with candlelights and everything like that. Like
See, I wasn't allowed to leave the house. I was in the hood, but my mom wouldn't let me leave. I'd have to sit in the house. News came, and I looked out the window and I see all the mans outside kind of gathering around and
Yeah.
kind
The
of
block
talking
just
about
gathered,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
block
what I
gathered.
seen. But yeah, I remember I was in my living room and I turned on the radio, and I think at the time a Mary J. Blige song was playing, and then that was when I was listening to WBLK like hard all the time, and yeah, they like stopped everything. And the news came, and people were like crying on the TV. All sorts of stuff was
people
happening.
were crushed. They were devastated, man.
It felt like the whole like you know, because like I said, I was just running the streets in terms of just trying to do everything music wise and whatnot. So
Right.
you know, you were in tune with whatever, and it just felt like everybody stopped. Like that moment in time, like because it wasn't like a tweet or
Right.
or a post where everybody heard the same
None of those
time.
things
Right,
existed
right.
them
Yeah,
times.
you just you got the call,
The house phone.
and you heard like
House phone.
3 hours ago Biggie died, or
Yeah, yeah.
you know, a few hours ago. But then everybody just eventually, when the word got, it just was like everything. It was just crazy how one man could be a rapper and have that much influence. It's just
His
I've
name
never
speaks
seen
for
it.
himself, man. His name is Notorious B.I.G, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what it was. When
Yeah.
that happened, it was a notorious time, a notorious moment, a big moment in time where
Trust me.
this rapper, as you say, this guy, just came out of nowhere, just made such a great impact on the world, and all of a sudden he's gone.
They
Just
didn't
like
notice.
that,
Like lots
without
of people
any
didn't take him
notice.
for that.
Yeah.
Just as you said, he was just a rapper,
Just
quote
a
unquote,
rapper.
right? And the magnitude of the loss was crazy.
Oftentimes we do take things for granted, so
Because
That was one of
I
the-
would give anything for that kind of music right now. If they were still going, him and Tupac, and you know they were
Oh,
they're
man.
still going. I mean,
I don't know what it would have
Tupac,
been like.
Nas.
yeah. I was
Wow.
completely just done when I heard Tupac was gone.
Here's some transcending information for the listeners. I was 10 years old in Guyana.
All right.
I didn't have cable
11,
TV
12,
like
13.
y'all.
Oh,
So, you know, I
boy.
didn't get a fresh update.
hey, me did say I was on the radio. You know, I was on the radio still.
I caught a house phone call. Bro. Come on.
But you know, the local channel, they switched over to some, you know, whatever they're stealing cable from.
Okay.
And we got the information that Biggie died, and I was like, damn. Because at that time, I remember the Notorious track had came out like a month, maybe a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Biggie. That track,
Right.
that was the bumping track.
Right.
So when Biggie died, I was like, yo, that, because I was young, I wasn't that much into music then. But I was like, it hit me immediately. Like, that was that guy. And then they played Biggie for like 3 days straight. Like,
Yeah.
all his videos. And I obviously became a fan right away, but it was definitely impactful even that far away from, North America.
Right.
Like, it was felt like everyone was still talking about it. So I was like, damn, this guy must have been a really big deal. And then, the history started rolling out, and I was like, damn, that was really big.
Worldwide.
It was definitely
There's
cool.
definitely a big difference when, not to say that, the stars that die now or like in this time, the impact isn't the same. But I mean, when somebody passes away back then, the craziness that happens and like the real heartfelt, emotion everybody feels is totally different than now. It kind of lives for like a few days now, and not that it's forgotten, but more it's kind of commercialized, like, oh my God, so and so died, we're gonna name this album after him and her, so on and so on. And then it just feels like every time you think about people like Tupac and Biggie, you're kind of just like, yo, I feel like it was yesterday. You get so stressed, like it's like you felt like you knew them. That was
another thing that people tend to forget, which may be a good thing, but it was the fact that it was gun violence. And it's the fact that it was almost anticipated, so to speak.
Right.
I mean, we had...
There was like a build-up.
We had Biggie and Tupac talking about ready to
killing each other. Yeah, man.
And then when Pac went, it was almost like, hey, I wonder if someone's going to take out
Biggie's
Biggie.
gonna go.
Yeah.
And that news came, it was like, for real? Like, for real? So it was that shock also that, like, damn, it's real out here. Like, these dudes ain't playing. Like, you need to chill.
I remember Snoop had a video shoot in New York. It was called New York, New York, and they shot up his set.
What?
Wow.
Like it was that real. Like they was really shooting to kill, even just anybody affiliated with either side with that whatever quote unquote East Coast. But it was just crazy.
That's foolish.
It is. But just to know they died behind that, like it's just it's sad. I'm glad to say nobody else did. You know what I mean? But just behind that, those two, it's just crazy.
It was devastation completely. Yeah. Well, R.I.P. to Notorious B.I.G. And I want you guys to tell me just quickly, what is your favorite B.I.G. song?
That might have to be the 10 Crack Commandments.
All right.
Oh, man, there's so much to choose from.
There is so much to choose from, but honestly,
Just one.
there's so much to choose from. But that one came up to my mind right off the bat. Like, I don't know, maybe because I heard it earlier today.
Oh, I used to sing that one word for word.
Well, I don't know, man. What he's spitting in that, what he's actually saying, like, despite the gangsterism that he portraying, the whole 10 crack, quote unquote, crack commandments.
It's just the lyrics, man. The way
lyrics.
he put a track together. Bro.
Yeah, and what he's really saying, like, if you take that as life lessons, more so just outside of the gangsterism that he's really quoting and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like what he's saying is true, man. He's just giving you a way of a different perspective on a way of life, on how to live your life to be successful.
Think about
Right.
kids here, Chris. Come on now.
Like I kept saying throughout the whole statement, other than the
You think
gangsterism,
that was a positive song, Chris?
I'm saying if you could overlook the gangsterism through the song and look at a bigger meaning to the song rather than just go out and kill or
On its
don't
face,
kill
right?
or you sell drugs or don't sell drugs.
Keep
If
your
you look
family
up
and business
if you look
completely
bigger,
separated.
keep your family and business completely separated, right? If you look at the bigger picture,
Right.
all right, he had a lot more to say
Right,
in the
right.
song other than the gangster stuff that
Yeah.
a lot of people will take from it.
Okay. I feel that.
Mine would be Warning, just because of the cleverness.
yes.
Oh, I see some gunshots.
Yes.
And that's just
Tell
simply
me who
because
is this?
it's just so clever, even the concept of the lyrics. Like, I don't even know how somebody would even think of something like that. But conceptually, and then the beat was just so smooth and laid back. Like, it wasn't even a dance to beat. You just had to zone into it. So that would be my joint, hands down.
See, I was a dancer, and Warning was my favorite song.
To dance to?
Yes.
Really?
It just,
Jeez.
it immediate. Like, I didn't even have to listen to like the first 30 seconds. I'm like, okay, run that back. No, we got to do this. We got to do something to this. I don't know. What about you, DJ Marcus?
Since these fellows went with some gangster stuff,
This guy.
I'm more the lover, not the fighter.
Okay.
Here we go. One more chance. Here we go.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with One More Chance.
All right.
See, how did I know?
All right.
I'm gonna go with One More
Well,
Chance.
lover, not a
Yeah,
fighter.
it's
One more
good.
chance.
It's a good song.
It is a good song.
I'll
Made balance, Yeah, I done went straight for the clips and the sling and the
He had cuties in the video. Everything's fine.
Raps.
Everything's fine. That's a good song.
Biggie represented for the ladies too, man.
All right, DJ Marcus. Remember, say DJ Marcus is a DJ for the ladies.
Yep.
So, ladies, if you need a booking, call DJ Marcus, and you might get DJ Tough Guy alongside with him.
Okay.
The plug,
Oh.
you don't know.
Oh,
All right, guys. So we're getting into the question of the day. So break it down for us. This is the question that we put out on all of the VVS Flow platforms. And the question is, when you think about music from the 90s and the music today, can you name 3 rappers now and 3 rappers from back then that make music to help people become conscious and of social issues and think outside the box? So I had put it out there to a few people, and I got back lots of answers. So I just wanted to share a few with you guys, and then you guys kind of give me your 3 artists from back then and now, and just a brief reason to group all of them together as to why you chose them. So the answers that I'm going to share with you guys, and it seems to be actually all the way across the board. A lot of these answers are the same people from back then. Funny. But I'm going to share. One is an answer from Jamaica. Abstract is the artist. He says Jada, Nas, and Common from back then. Now he says J. Cole, Kendrick, and those are the only 2 he can think of right now that he likes. He's like, I'm done. I don't think people now.
That sounds about
people now don't really give me much, but that's what he thought about. And the second answer is from rapper Josiah Davis from Denver, Colorado. He says back then is Public Enemy, Nas, and Tupac. And then he says now is J. Cole and Kendrick. Haha, funny. So those are the answers I'm going to share with you guys, and I want to know from you guys, who are your 3 then and now?
Well, I think this question also kind of ties back into the question you asked previously about why do you think like if rappers were to pass away nowadays in comparison to back then, why they're not celebrated as much.
Right.
I think it's because of the music that they're actually portraying
out.
and what they're putting out, right? Because if, for example, well, one of the guys I would say Nas, if Nas, even though he's not really doing much right now, were to die, God forbid, then I think he will still be celebrated a lot more than a guy like Young Thug or somebody.
Right.
Pass away because it's like Young Thug's kind of like a joke. So it just goes out to like who's putting out that good music, who's putting out that content that's gonna actually stimulate your mind more so than just turn you up and want to get on drugs and all these other nonsense and really not what we need in today's society. But my 3 guys for sure would be Nas for sure, Tupac for sure. But then that third person, there's so many different people, and I'm gonna go with a guy who's late 90s, early 2000s, but I'm gonna say Pat Poose.
All right.
Represent for Remy up in here. You don't represent.
No,
we have to represent real music, not the fake music.
Yeah, I know that.
Represent the real music, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Pat Poose spits so much real lyrics in so many different songs. Like
and
man uses
so
the whole
underrated.
uses the whole alphabet and doesn't leave 8 bars of that alphabet without using every word that he spit in that 8 bars or 16 bars, whichever one it was, as the letter of the alphabet.
Right.
That's crazy. I don't know too many rappers, if any other rappers, that can really do that. But there's also other names from back then. Like, it's even hard. J. Cole and Kendrick is hands down.
Yeah.
Right now it's J. Cole and Kendrick, and then you have to search for that third. You have to search real hard for that third one.
Kind of figure out who would overlap the other. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, those 2 stand out the most.
You might be able to throw in like a Lupe or somebody in there, right? But like...
True.
Honestly, the content is not the same like it was from back then, and
I would throw Wale in there.
Wale is not bad too. Wale is not bad.
What about you, DJ Marcus?
Well, back then, definitely Nas. I'm gonna go cliche here. I'm more of a Biggie fan always, but definitely Tupac. And I'm gonna go with the guy that no one ever really listened to his album, but it's club tracks, and that's gonna be DMX.
Oh,
right.
big!
What?
DMX has some conscious.
He did.
He did. He only
gives
out the amp I have tunes though.
I
He puts out
listened
those
to
ones.
DMX's albums. Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My
Okay.
Blood. There's like 3 tracks on there that I just keep listening. I even downloaded the album. I can tell y'all where I downloaded it, but I even downloaded the album recently just because there was that one track. It's on there that I listened to when I was like 10, 11. And that's when I first actually, I always say DMX is when I fell in love with hip hop.
Okay.
And it was the lyrical is there, the rhyming,
Right.
the content. It was like, who is this?
Right.
Because you heard Tupac, you heard Biggie, it was crazy. And then X is just Rob, and then he gives you the And I was like, damn.
And he can still give you commercial.
And he can still give you
Yeah.
commercial.
And it was unique. It was different.
There you go.
Yeah.
He had that uniqueness.
No one sounded like him.
No one
sounded
sounds like him.
Yeah,
No
until
one
this day.
sounds like him.
Exactly.
And it's funny because I saw his Instagram page just recently. I was like, is DMX still out there doing anything? DMX is one of the most poppin', quote unquote, dead, there's rappers.
Not have
they're
anything
doing
going-
nothing.
yeah,
But he's
right.
one of the most poppin', always booked out.
Time out. Can
old
I just
school
say
rappers out
DMX
there.
made a Christmas album?
As in
What?
recently?
Pardon?
I'm pretty sure DMX.
Like 2016 Christmas.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure DMX
Santa.
made a
Santa.
Christmas album. And if he didn't make a Christmas album,
check this
then
out.
he definitely has a Merry Christmas song out
I
there,
gotta check
or
this out.
like 3 of them out
Looking
there.
into
Like,
it.
Yeah, check this out.
Yeah.
Looking into it. Yeah.
All right, let me get to my
he got on his
current-
Mariah Carey.
my current top 3. So let's say Kendrick and J. Cole is there, and then I gotta pick one. I'm gonna go a little out the box, a little out the era. I'm gonna go with early Kanye. Kanye's first and second album.
Early Kanye.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
That's
bumped
fair.
Kanye on a daily, hourly basis. If I left my Walkman CD player at home, I was skipping lunch and going back home for that because I needed that on the
You
walk
needed
home.
it. It had to
Just
be done.
mandatory.
Oh man.
Kanye hit me like with that real soul R&B hip hop. I mean, it was different when he came out. That flow was different also. So
I like that album.
Kendrick,
That choice.
J. Cole, early Kanye. Gotta quote that. Early Kanye be on some stupidness right now.
Early
he
Kanye, guys.
Yeah. Early Kanye. No blonde hair.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
No Donald Trump.
From Chi-Town,
Okay.
LA.
No Kim.
Keith,
Okay.
what are yours?
My old school would be, first of all, Dead Prez. Like, man, I bumped some Dead Prez. You know Dead Prez?
I heard of him.
Man, it's a
We
group.
can tell the
you,
age difference in the group here.
You gotta bump some. You gotta listen. I'm telling you. I guarantee you right now.
No, I heard some of those answers today. A lot of people were saying Dead Prez too.
could bump today. You know what I mean? And first of all, before I even say that, I want to shout you out, tough guy, because you said something as a youngin'. I appreciate what you said, because I always say, because you said, some of the music that we're listening to nowadays is not what it should be because it's nonsense. I always wonder that, like, if I grew up in this era, if I would be thinking that, because I think it from where I'm coming from, but I don't know if it's just the the older head kind of a thing that's just looking back.
Nah, I have the same thoughts as you, brother. I can't
That's crazy,
stand
man.
the music today, man.
It's amazing because I'm just like, why? But anyways, so I shout you out for that because I appreciate that. And then but going back, so Dead Prez, KRS-One, I had to. I had to KRS-One.
Yes.
Let me tell
True.
you, this is how much of a hip hop fanatic I was. I would take KRS-One's albums, his songs, and write the lyrics out.
Yeah.
Like by hand, right?
Hand,
Rewind, hand. If I couldn't
I used to
run
do
it back,
that
hand,
too.
and then read it back, and then rap it back, just so I could know it. And then boom, on to the
I
next.
did that
song.
with DMX actually.
Yeah.
Don't kill me.
And
If
I look
anything,
back at
would've
it, I'm
did that
like,
Well,
with Nas.
what about the VHS? Like what the recording it off the TV and replaying? Well, I was the dancer, so I was making sure the music videos were on my cassette. But yes,
Yeah.
stopping, playing, taking it from off the radio, writing it down,
Write it
doing what I
down.
have to do. Yeah, the writing
yeah.
it down, it just made it so much better and tangible, and
Yeah.
it's
Like,
and
oh,
you
that's
really
what he
it really
said.
resonates.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Trust
you're
me.
right. I agree.
But so be Dead Prez, KRS, and then I have to throw Nas in there just for good measure. You know what
Okay.
I mean? And today, I have a different walk in my life, so I'm totally going left field by saying Seven, a rapper named Seven, and Bizzle, and even Molly Music. Molly Music is
That's a positive.
Some guys I need to check on.
Yeah, no,
Molly
100%.
music. Oh man.
Molly Music is, he's a singer, but he also raps.
Yeah. And he
You know
has
what I
that
mean?
gospel.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like all three of them come from that angle.
Okay.
But they still,
A gospel artist, I like that. I want to hear
but
that.
they still bump. I'm gonna tell you, Seven, the rapper Seven, he's from LA. He's incredible. Like he could rap anything. Matter of fact, he was supposed to come to Canada, but because he had a charge, they banned him from Canada for life.
Oh, wow.
Because he's an ex-gangbanger, and they banned him for life.
Wow.
I just was like, life? Like, what is that? But anyway,
Life, dog.
that's
Okay.
my 3 right there.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly add, Sasha, if I could. It's hard. Like, that question was really hard for me to answer because just picking 3 from back then, from the 90s era, is really hard. Like, I mean, there's still Slick Rick. And there's
True.
still KRS-One. There's still Outkast, both Big Boy and Andre 3000. That whole crew that they were with at one point in time, I can't remember their crew's name. But there's just still so many names that we can continuously. I'm sure Keith is there right now. He can add on to that list.
Enemy.
Yeah.
Can't forget
Public Enemy.
Yep.
Even Jay-Z. He's in between the conscious and the gangster. He's kind of that bridge.
He's even in the era, the now and then.
Now and then,
Yeah.
But you don't really hear Jay-Z too much now,
Yeah.
other than he just
Yeah.
dropped the track with Beyonce and whatnot. But you know what I mean? So there's so many names from the 90s you can mention, but
And the reason is, sorry to cut you, but
No,
the reason
shut up.
is because you know how they go through era now. It's the trap music. In
Yeah.
the
Right.
90s, that's what it was. It was about dropping knowledge, wisdom, teaching everybody how to come up.
But at the same time, I think even back then there was still signs of trap music. It's just we weren't calling it trap music.
Right.
Because even 10 Crack Commandments could be considered a trap song in some sense because
Really?
of what they're talking about, what he's
Yeah,
talking
the-
about,
the
the
context of it.
gangsterism
Yeah.
of it, right?
True.
You can kind of classify that as trap music. It doesn't have that trap beat
Yeah.
or whatnot of what really makes trap music right now, but like
Or the
if
mumble
you-
music.
Yeah, the mumble music.
Yeah.
It's not no mumble rappers,
Yep,
right?
yep.
But if you look, like, as the years progress, like, there's still a lot of trap music in the early 2000s, much less, like, Papoose did some, Jeezy, Jadakiss is another guy from the 90s.
Yeah,
that
Jadakiss for sure.
Even though he was on some gangster stuff, there's still some conscious content in there.
What do you guys feel about
Cassidy,
Styles P? Do you guys?
Styles P.
Is he there? Okay.
Cassidy.
All right.
Like, we could continue going with that
there's
90s.
names for days.
Yeah.
Right? But now we
Back
talk about
then.
back then.
Back
But
then.
now we talk about now.
We're
And-
drawing blanks, and the
Yeah.
same names come up.
Yeah, and then you get a couple mentions like the J Electronicas. That's one we missed. That's all right.
Chance.
Big Sean.
Yeah.
That's the next one.
Chance the Rapper, yep.
So now they're starting to flow a little bit, but at the same time, we just sent Chance the Rapper. Do you have another one after that? Right.
Yeah.
And we
It
still could
stops
go.
there.
Far and
literally.
a few in between.
Yeah.
Well, what we need to make sure that's happening right now is that if we ourselves are, putting stuff out there for the youth to hear and like using, like a platform like this for, people to listen to, we continue to try to develop that type
NWA.
of,
NWA.
Whoop.
How did we forget about NWA? Easy
Naughty
Dre
Nine.
and all of them.
Oh my, well, man, you see, if we do that, then it's going to turn into a whole different
Right.
Okay, next show, guys. Next show. I got you guys. But yes, we have to continue to try to, drop that knowledge, like what was important back then. We can channel it into what's happening now,
course.
but it's just simply because of the style, what's hot, what's new, what's now. And people are kind of trying to go with that commercial flow, that corporate flow. Like, this is what is
The
happening
real artists
now.
need to come back, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't be afraid.
that
Just
knowledge.
because you guys feel like, there's some artists out there, especially in Toronto, a lot of artists are feeling like, I'm not going to be popping because I'm not talking about this, that, and the other thing. But little do you know, you might be that hidden gem. We need to hear you.
Yep.
So step out of that box.
I'm gonna shout out to a few Toronto artists like that actually right now as we get the chance. I want to shout out Rouse at Rouse Beats. He's more focused on the production right now, but if you hear that guy rap and you hear what he has to say, there's a lot of knowledge that he drops right there. I also want to shout out Kid Cole. He did his thing. 16 weeks. He went 16 weeks dropping 16 bars. Right? And about different things throughout Toronto and just life that he went through.
Nice.
You have
go.
to give a lot of respect to that. Go check that out. 1616s, I think is what he called it. Shout out Kid Cole for that.
Is that on YouTube?
That's on YouTube. That's on YouTube and SoundCloud as well as I believe. But I also, more importantly, want to give it up to and shout out my guys, EMG, man. These guys are on a wave right now, producing some excellent, great music.
Yeah,
Conscious.
I've been seeing them too.
Conscious, Party. But even with the parties, like, it's still conscious. It's like, I don't know. It's what we need today.
Yeah.
These are guys who are spitting what we need today, getting back to what the 90s, kind of like what the
Make us
90s
think.
were, and make
It
us
was very
think.
thought provoking.
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys, we forgot Andre 3000. I have to plug him in there. I totally forgot.
3,000.
You sound like
I'm
it's a
sorry.
personal favorite.
No, it is. It is.
3,000. Jeez.
Just to be specific, I think I fell in love with him on somebody else's CD. So in TLC's Crazy Sexy Cool, Something This Way Come Wicked, he opened up the song. I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And then I kind of just kept going with him.
He's in a lane on
all on his own,
Yeah.
all on his own, and very well deserved.
But I want to shout out somebody from today too. My guy Maverick McFly. He's out of Mississauga. You know, he's doing his thing. He's just putting together a mixtape, so he doesn't have nothing out yet.
Right.
So there's nothing to Google. He's on Instagram, The Rise of Maverick McFly. But he's somebody that I'm working on, and we looking forward to doing some things. But he's got that kind of '90s flavor with that mix of what's
Nice.
happening now.
Well, I should.
Okay.
Well, you finished that?
Yeah.
My bad. Well, I should just because I heard the plug and whatnot, I should also mention that EMG just released a new mixtape called Feed the Streets Volume 1.
Right.
That's out on YouTube and SoundCloud right now as well. And that's just basically they just jumped on the hot what's hot right now.
Right,
they
right.
jumped on that and they made their own songs to that. Remixes and whatnot. So they have that out right now as well.
Okay.
As well as Tell Me on the Radio, and they just bust another song called Touch the Road Again.
Oh, you guys make sure you check all of those out. They look like they got a lot of content coming in. That's good.
A lot.
That's
Like
good.
I said, you
that's
have
what
to
it
go
means.
hard.
Be consistent. That's
Yeah,
what it.
be
That's
consistent
what it's
and
all
go
about.
hard.
For sure.
It's true. It's true.
That's the lesson of today, folks.
So, guys, we're going to move into news and events. So, I just want to know from you guys if there's anything going on in the city you guys are looking forward to that the people should know about. What's going on?
Well, I think the one thing I'm looking forward to, and everybody knows about, is Caravana.
Okay.
The weather right now is kind of cold still outside, but the weather is going to warm up sooner than later.
Hey, those bodies are getting made right now. Shout out to the girls out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing on my end. Nothing that I could say I'm looking forward to that's out there. But I still got my eyes and ears open, so who knows? That might change.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and for the news and events on my part, got a lot on the go. So I, as you guys know, have this podcast going, and I'm going to be doing, follow-ups with some of the events that I've been doing since last year. So shout out to Keith. Keith's been rocking with me, I think, since like last September, October.
And we're going to keep rocking.
Yeah. Keith's a guy. So Confidence in You is coming up, and we're doing a networking edition, and that's happening in May. We do it every other month, so you guys look out for that networking event. It is women and men, and we're going to be doing business pitches. So think about your best pitch, and a prize is coming to you, boy. So I'm working on the prize, make sure hooking you guys up.
That sounds fun.
Nice.
And then my next event that just passed a few weeks back, Keith and Tough Guys should know about as well. It was written that just passed a few weeks ago, and we're doing our follow-up forum in June. So you guys look forward to that.
And
and
have a sound effect round of applause,
yeah,
right?
It Was Written was so amazing,
dope.
guys.
It was
It was
definitely
amazing.
dope. Yep.
So I hope
Sorry,
to,
I didn't make it, man. I apologize.
Listen, you were there in spirit. I felt you. It's okay. It's all right. So you guys look out for that. I'm going to be putting out, the follow-up, what to look forward to, what's going to be coming up in the next year, and, some of the statistics that we're trying to change, what steps we're, doing to make it positive, change it up. And then one big one for me is, you guys know my little mama does her vision board parties.
Yes.
So at the end of this month, Victor Beausoleil is doing his Afro-Canadian, if I'm saying that right, Afro-Canadian Literary Book Expo or Author Expo. So there's going to be a lot of authors, I think over 70 or so will be there. And Najea is going to be hosting her vision board party. It's called specifically, I'm not trying to mess this up for you, Nene. Hold on. Mom, Dad, I have a vision. Please tell me more. Black History Edition.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Has a ring to it,
Yes.
too.
Yes.
So
Free flowing. Let's do that.
she is going to be hosting this event, and the vision boards are going to be specific to people or black icons of now and back then that the children want to know about. So
we have a
they don't
location
know.
for this event yet?
Oh, yep. It's at the JCA. It's at the Jamaican Canadian Association at 995 Arrow Road.
Nice.
How much are the tickets?
The tickets are free. It is a free event.
There you
Guys, a free event supporting children?
go. There you
Yep.
go.
Come on.
Yep.
You have to make it out, guys.
Guys, there's some fun stuff for the kids, but I can't announce it because Victor would kill me. So, yeah, guys, the vision boards are going to be specifically for Black icons now and then, and what the kids want to know about, and then the kids get to present it at the end.
Nice.
So, Little Mama's going to be hosting that. Shout out to Najea, and we're going to be looking forward to those 3 things coming up in the next few months.
Wicked.
And Mr. Tough Guy and I have something coming up, but we're not telling you guys.
You know, I
almost
did
like
kind of
you
want to.
You can't. Okay, you know what?
Kinda
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to
You know what? If you're
just a little-
gonna, you have to get. If you're gonna, you have to get the specific people that we're touching on, who that is, but no one else. We're gonna be talking to. Where did we go to school? Let's shout out where we went to school.
All right, I want to just shout out everybody from John Vanier. V's up. Don't know Mavericks. Oh, man. Those are some excellent years. Forget Tough Guy.
Oh my God.
Fuji.
Fuji. He knows who he is, guys.
No, of course, never forget, man. I love Vanier, man. I love those times and those years. And, maybe me and you linking up now, maybe we can make everybody link up.
Yep. So you guys look out for that. On the hush right now. I'm not telling you everything, but just know something's coming up.
Something special. You said a little bit about myself. Well, yes, like I said, I'm DJ Tough Guy, Vicinity Sound. My background is Vincy. That's where I get the Vicinity Sound from. My background's Vincy. I love reggae music. I love soca music. And I love hip-hop, trap. I could play pretty much anything. And a little more about myself. I don't know. Like, I'm 28. I'm just looking to do some big things in the upcoming future.
Yep.
I also wanted just to let you know that otherwise, more personally for me, I'm just going to be doing more like birthday parties and whatnot, and I'll probably be featured in some Scarborough venues in the upcoming weeks. Like maybe I'll be on a weekly Fusion Lounge. That's Brimley and Lawrence, just south of Lawrence.
Scarborough things.
Scarborough things, you don't know. And then there's also one, I got hit up for one actually today. Somebody wants me to DJ their birthday party. DJ Greg wants to DJ a birthday party at Tropics Lounge, Tropics Bar or something like that. So yeah, I'll just be doing weeklies throughout Scarborough, throughout the weeks. And I don't have no big events yet. But
It's coming. Stay consistent, right?
For sure.
Oh yeah, it's your boy DJ Marcus, aka Only DJ Marcus. Yeah, I came up with that all by myself. You could actually find me on Instagram and Snapchat at Only DJ Marcus with a C. YouTube is, where I get most of my hits and views, where people know me from. So and I say Google me, man. I'm a bossy with this a little bit. Just Google DJ Marcus. It's gonna fill up your first page. I used to check on that. Like when I first started the YouTube, like DJ Marcus in Google.
You have to.
Everyone else nowadays is like, I'm the man.
Yes.
Building it just a little bit.
Goals.
But yeah, what's next? I'm here in the city, just sacrificing, man. Like people don't understand the sacrifice sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kid you not. My mortgage will be late, but I'm paying off for that venue, okay? I kid you not trying to give the youths no stupid advice, but
don't go homeless for any
for
music.
Yeah.
Well, then again, if you're going homeless for a dream, then that might be worth it. So I won't stop you from your goals.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, I'm in the city in Toronto, trying different things, promoting a few parties. 2016 was, when I decided to jump all in. Mm-hmm. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see, what's up next and all the parties that's going down. And it's been very productive and progressive from 2016 and now. So it's definitely up. Again, Only DJ Marcus.
All right, guys. So we're going to be talking about briefly what is coming up next on the VVS Flow. So next week, because this is the first month that we are putting out VVS Flow, every end of the month or every 4 weeks, we put out a live show. So next week is going to be What's Up Next, and it features an artist in Toronto. So it's going to be a specific interview. We're going to be talking to that artist about what they're doing and, who they're trying to create their network around and, kind of give a boost to that Toronto artist. So I'm not going to be naming the Toronto artist for you guys right now, but he or she will be announced the night before the show. So you guys can look out for it next Wednesday. Sure. Tune in same time, 10 p.m. And that will be on YouTube. You guys can view that on and hear the audio on SoundCloud. So I just wanted to shout you guys out.
Support your local artists.
Yep. Shout you guys out, and thank you so much for, supporting the VVS Flow, and I'm looking forward to supporting you guys as artists as well. And if anyone out there is interested in being featured on the VVS Flow on the What's Up Next Wednesday, we're calling it Wise Up Wednesdays because we're gonna give up the wisdom. Yeah, we're gonna give up the wisdom, knowledge. Right?
Nice. Wisdom, understanding, and the knowledge.
Nice.
So I want to thank you guys so much for coming out and for being a part of the show, Keith.
Yes,
Mr.
indeed.
Tough Guy.
Thank you for having me. It's
DJ
pleasure.
Marcus, a little mute right now, but thank you guys, and shout you guys out for what you're doing and what's coming up next for you. And you have my support all the way. And until next time, we'll probably get you guys on the show very shortly. Once again, we got a lot more subjects to talk about. And that was episode 3 of the VVS Flow, where we bring clarity to the real. I'm your host, Sasha Diamond, and in light of what we were speaking on, supporting our Toronto artists, I want to take you guys out with a Toronto artist that goes by the name of Tay Fly High. The track is called Cloud 9. Enjoy.
Breaking laws and we breaking jaws. I got a poodle with me, she got dirty paws. Snub nose in her clutch purse. Say hello to my murder ma. Hello. And she M5. Tay Fly High. Is that me? Breaking laws and we breaking jaws. I got a poodle with me, she got dirty paws. Snub nose in her clutch purse. Say hello to my murder ma. And she ain't playing games, she'll murder y'all. To tell you the truth, I ain't feeling y'all. Blue nose pit in my bedroom, and she's dying to give me that lockjaw. Tay Fly High, be that rich nigga. Ho see me and get cold shivers. Perkin bag with Chanel slippers. Yo bitch like one of them old strippers. Yeah, I've been in province since 03. Breaking down borders with me OT. M5, that deuce trade, that block best, that 2-3. Plain coast cops on rooftops, got your whole life on Polaroids. Skinny nigga in that trap house, my ball mains on steroids. In the kitchen, we water whipping, plucking feathers, call it chicken joy. Twin Glocks in my stash box, there goes that Niger boy. I ain't serving niggas if they come short. Sitting outside is a range sport. Hotel suites will be pop corks. She ran through more snow than Scott Storch. Play me too close, get your face scorched. Serve that shit on your front porch. Girls chasing us through the airport. I got a bench warrant because I missed court. Tinted out V's when we dodge ports. The beef is on, so get your knife and forks. You funny ass niggas be the main course. Since I caught the Porsche, I'm on my high horse. From the living room, bedroom, even pounded on the kitchen counter. Lord knows why I left that ass. I couldn't tell you what nigga found her. We took some shots and then we smoked the L. I started fucking all the friends that stood around her. Tag that ass on second base. I scooped her up just like a grounder. Back shots in that black Jeep. In your girl, I'm balls deep. Hot heads leave a cold feet. Body stiff under white sheets. Better chill out with that screw face. Lower your tone and know your place. Mac 10 in a confined space, and I'll tell you right now, man, it ain't safe. Tying up niggas like Miz and Rafe. Pistol whip a nigga, tongue crack the safe. Bezel on my wrist, put the frozen face. Keep it on me, daddy, man, just in case. Tell me slow down, cause it ain't a race. Fuck around and might catch a case. My passenger be a pretty face. She got her tongue out cause she loved the taste. Late night in that Beamer bike, and I'm pulling stunts like I'm Steve McQueen. Game point, win by 2. You niggas out here better play some D. At the trial, they wanted 8 years. I said fuck that and I took the plea. Just because your girl sucked me off doesn't mean your boy ain't sucker free. Hey. M5.
DJ Tough Guy.